Okay, so Adam 22 and No Jumper is basically exposing Russ for sending goons after him at one point. And then Russ kind of admitted to doing so. It's kind of funny, but this just makes me like Russ more. Now, I like Adam 22. I think I like what he's doing. We're pretty much, he's reinvented himself from BMXing. I saw him years ago starting the No Jumper podcast, and I followed him since. And I think, I like what he's up to, okay? So I'm not, like, at any way going towards Adam 22 because I enjoy his content. But Russ going after Smokepurpp and all these guys makes me... I already like Russ artistically, okay? Some of his interviews, they can rub you the wrong way, but I just recognize he's the type of person that holds grudges and moments in his life. We've all had those moments where people won't open the doors for you, and it's frustrating. I mean, of course I've had that. I'm sure Adam's had that. And I just, you move past it. Most people do. I don't remember those times because why would you want to remember shit like that? Like, this is part of my flaw. I forgive people that have wronged me because I try to forget what they did to me, Anyways, let's get to this. So Adam 22 calls him out. Let's get into it. It's Jordan Tower, JT News. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to run ads in the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Leave comments. I read all the comments, even the hate comments. Anyways, so we got Adam 22 calling out Russ. Now, Adam 22 we're about the same age. So he's growing up the same era as me. I think he's 1 year younger than me, or if so, or maybe we're the same age. But anyways, he grew up during the same era I did, and he embraced the new guys coming in very early. He was early on X, Lil Yachty, a bunch of people. I remember those interviews, and actually he put me on to X and a bunch of other people. Now, so I like Adam's interviews, and he's very into the new crowd going on. Now, this is why J. Cole went to No Jumper podcast where he went to that shop. Adam 22 is known for one of the gatekeepers in the new era, okay? Along with my man Orlando that works at Atlantic. Me and Orlando date back to the come-up days, and Orlando is responsible for a lot of news, though, like Fetty for a couple years ago, but really most recently Kodak Black, and he had something to do with X and a bunch of other stuff. So anyways, Russ, I guess he went hard at Russ, because the whole thing was, there was a big thing, F Russ. That was a big thing because Russ was very against drugs and everything. And I know Adam 22 partakes in drugs, so he probably took offense to it. I don't do drugs or anything. The most I'll do is like drink some wine or something. I'm not a heavy drinker. Weed doesn't do anything for me. I tried it before, obviously, but it just doesn't do anything for me. So just to relax, I have a glass of wine once in a while. That's about it. But, some people take drugs, okay? But promoting it is what Russ has a problem with. And I do too, because it can influence that kid that's listening to the music. And this has been a problem in rap music, not just rap, country music, rap, electronic music, singing. People promote their habits, and it goes on to the listener that's influenced by it. So Adam 22 calls me and says, Russ sent 3 big dudes to my store to jump me like 6 months ago. They waited around all day till I went and got a manicure. I mean, we all get manicures, man. But what talking? Like, that's a private thing. Anyways, dude punched me once and ran. I didn't even know who it was until Russ bragged about it on Axe Stream. That ain't tough. Then he said, it was all because of this tweet too. Like, bro, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm a member of the press. I would beat your 5'5" ass, and I'm not even a tough guy. Congrats, you got 2 people beat up and threw 0 punches yourself. Now, Russ is adopting that old school way of thinking. Back in 06, 07, 08, 09, 2010, and before But I remember especially then, during the Come Up days, when I was doing the Come Up DVD and everything, man, people would take things personally, and I would have actual problems with people because of someone else's view. Most notably, the Papoose and Uncle Murder beef. Damn, which other ones were on there? There was a bunch of beefs through DVDs, and I tried to get both sides of the story. And then also in the early World Star days, when we started World Star in 07, 08, I had problems with Haitians against other Haitians. And when I was in Florida, I got pressed a few times, but I was always able to talk my way out of a situation because it was just press, okay? But when you go heavily against somebody, something happened with Vlad and Ross once, and Ross took real offense to it. And I remember going to the lawyer's office with gunplay over that, or Ross, I can't remember. That was around 09, 2010. They had Vlad beat up or something. They beat up Vlad for something. Oh, yeah, the correctional officer thing, you know? So it's never been cool. It's never cool to beat up the press. I'm not for that because... But when you go, there's a fine line between reporting on something and then going hard with it. I'm guilty of it. Everybody is. So it can catch up with you. It's not right to beat up the press, okay? But then Russ said what did he say? Nah, it was all because of your tweets, a.k.a. a grown-ass man, almost 40-year-old, constantly talking shit to somebody. I mean, like... You're rounding up, Russ. He's in his mid-30s. You're in your mid-20s. So what do we call you, a 30-year-old now? I mean, who cares about age? It's not about age, okay? I've never been about age, even when I was 20 and in the game. You know, it's like I actually respected the people that were in their 30s and 40s in the game more so because they lasted for so long, you know? So Russ has the wrong attitude right from there. You're trying to I don't like this tweet. This is something I don't like of Russ, okay? Shit to someone you never talked to till now. If you think there's no consequences or repercussion of energy for constantly spewing negative words towards someone, then I don't know. Now, the tweet was, what would you rather your child get into, Xanax or Russ? I mean, that is going a little bit hard. Okay, but Adam22 is, if you look at his Instagram, you can see that he's just trolling. He does it every day, okay? Ebro does it. Nobody's beating up Ebro. DJ Semtex or whatever his name is, I've seen him do it. A lot of people do it, man. Joe Budden's done it. Like, people troll. He's just trolling, man. Anyways, I don't agree with him beating up Adam22. I don't think he beat him up. He punched him and ran, so he didn't get beat up. But, you know, I don't know. See, part of me loves this part of Russ because he's with the shits, and it's like, okay, I liked him, like the Smokepurpp thing. That kid goes way too far with a lot of stuff. And then Russ beat him up, and then the next day he was like, oh, you had enough? And the only reason that footage came out is because he warned at the Breakfast Club, if these guys respond, they know what it is. I have the footage. They responded immediately, and the footage came out. He warned y'all. The footage would have never surfaced. And you didn't know if he was talking about Young Bands or Smokepurpp. Now, Young Bands is funny because he seemed scared when the Smokepurpp thing came out. He's like, oh, me and Russ talked. It's all good. Put yourself in another man's shoes, and it's all good. Then the next day, he said, oh, I guess his fans turned on him for doing that. So he said, yo, you know what happened? It was crazy. I was hacked by my manager, and they wanted me to dead it with Russ. It's like, bro, that didn't happen. You're full of it, man. And, you know, salute to you for doing your thing and everything. But come on, man. I appreciate real stuff. I think we all do. And I don't know, you know, even, you know, getting off topic. Trolling is going too far because I don't know whether someone means something or not anymore. Like, you know, Ebro trolls so much. I don't know what his true feelings are and what aren't, you know. I've always been for, like, just stand for what you believe in and then stick to it, you know. You could have a clickbaity title, that's fine. But in the story, you know, that, like, have your own thoughts. you know? And I think that's missing. You know, like, we're in a weird space now, and music's in a weird space because there's a lot of good music out there. You just have to look for it, you know? I enjoy some of Little Pump's music. I enjoy 6ix9ine, all these guys. But there's also a lot of garbage in the game now where you can mimic these guys. You know, it's like it's there's good and bad. I love that people can get to the people easier now, and I wish that existed in the early 2000s, and it didn't. YouTube was the biggest thing that came out in '06, and the only thing is you couldn't make money with it, so you couldn't embrace it. That's why I joined up with Q with the World Star, and we made money doing that for a while, you know, until I decided to part ways. But I don't know. It's been a journey, man, and it's still going. And salute to Adam 22 for making his own platform, and salute to Russ for being a savage, and it is what it is. I don't know. Anyways, guys, it's Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.